I used to hate Valentine's Day, not in a bitter way, just in a quiet, tired way. The forced romance, the crowded restaurants, the way every store suddenly smells like chocolate and perfume. So last year, I did what I always do. I stayed home, I ordered takeout, turned off my porch light, ignored the world. Around 11:30 p.m., I was on the couch, halfway through a bad horror movie, when my phone buzzed. Unknown number, Happy Valentine's Day. I assumed it was spam. I didn't reply. A minute later, another message came through. I'm outside. I froze. My apartment is on the second floor of a small building. The parking lot is directly below my living room window. I hadn't heard a car pull in. No footsteps on the stairs. Nothing. I muted the TV and listened. Silence. I told myself it was someone messing with random numbers. Then my phone buzzed again. Second window from the left. My stomach dropped. That's my living room window. Slowly, stupidly, I stood up and stepped to the side of it, staying out of view. I didn't pull the curtain back. I just listened. That's when I heard it. A soft, deliberate knock. Not on my door, on the glass. 3 slow taps. I stumbled backward. Another message. I brought you something. I grabbed my phone with shaking hands and typed. Who is this? The typing bubble appeared instantly. You don't remember me. My mind raced. Ex, coworker, neighbor. Another knock. This one harder. I forced myself to peek through the edge of the curtain. The parking lot was empty, completely empty. No cars. No person standing below. Nothing. I stepped away again, heart pounding. Wrong window. The next text read. The knock came again, behind me, from my bedroom. I live alone. There is no balcony, no fire escape. My bedroom window faces the back of the building 2 stories up, above a patch of gravel and a locked gate. I walked slowly down the hallway. Each step felt unreal, like I was moving underwater. The knock came again, 3 slow taps. I reached my bedroom door and stood there, not breathing. Another text. Let me in. I forced myself to look. I flipped on the hallway light and pushed the door open. My bedroom was empty. The curtains were still. The window was closed, but there, pressed faintly into the condensation on the glass, was a handprint, from the outside. Long fingers, too long. I stared at it, my brain refusing to process what I was seeing. Another text. You used to open the window for me. I dropped my phone. Used to. I've lived in this apartment for 8 months. I've never opened that window. It's painted shut. The knocking started again, louder now, not tapping. Banging. The glass rattled in its frame. I ran to the living room and grabbed the heavy flashlight I keep by the door. I didn't know what I planned to do. Shine it at a ghost. The banging stopped. Silence filled the apartment. Then, a shadow passed across the inside of my bedroom wall. Not outside, inside, like someone was standing between my bed and the lamp. I felt my throat close. I wasn't alone anymore. Very slowly, I turned toward the hallway. The bedroom light was still on, and in the doorway stood a figure, too tall to be anyone I know. Its head nearly touched the top of the frame. Its arms hung too low. Its face, I couldn't see its face. It was like the darkness bent around it. My phone buzzed again on the floor. You forgot our last Valentine's Day. The figure tilted its head slightly. The movement was jerky. Wrong. My brain scrambled for logic. Sleep paralysis. A break-in. A prank. But I could see it. It took one slow step forward. The floorboards didn't creak. It didn't breathe. It just moved. I ran. I bolted out my front door barefoot, not caring about my phone or keys. I pounded on my neighbor's door until she opened it. Half asleep and terrified, we called the police. They searched my apartment. No one was inside. No signs of forced entry. No footprints below my bedroom window. No ladder. No disturbance in the gravel. Nothing, except the handprint. The officer asked if I knew anyone who might want to scare me. I said no. When I went back inside, My phone was lying exactly where I dropped it. The messages were gone. The unknown number didn't exist in my call log. There was only one new notification, a photo. Taken at 11:59 p.m., it was a picture of me, standing in my living room, earlier that night, watching my movie. Taken from inside my apartment, from behind me. I moved out the next day. I told myself it was stress, a hallucination, some elaborate, impossible explanation, but every Valentine's Day since, at exactly 11:59 p.m., I get a text. From an unknown number. It always says the same thing. I'm still outside, and 3 slow taps follow, no matter where I live. I didn't make a reservation that night. That's the part that still doesn't make sense. Last Valentine's Day, I was single and perfectly fine with it. I ordered food, ignored social media, and planned to go to bed early. At 7:42 p.m., my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Hi, is this Daniel? Yes, this is Marlowe's Steakhouse calling to confirm your 8:30 reservation for 2. My stomach dipped. I think you have the wrong number. There was a pause on the line. Not the kind where someone checks a screen, the kind where someone is listening. It was made under your name, the woman said slowly. Daniel Harper, that's my full name. I didn't make a reservation. Another pause. Then, softer. She's already here. The call disconnected. I stared at my phone. Marlowe's is a real restaurant. About 15 minutes from my apartment. Expensive, dim lighting. The kind of place couples go to propose. I told myself it was a prank. At 8:03 p.m., I got a text. A photo. It was the inside of Marlowe's. A small table by the window, 2 wine glasses, a candle. Across from the empty seat was a woman. Her face wasn't fully visible, just her hands folded on the table. The caption read, "You're late." I felt a chill crawl up my back. Another message came immediately. "You promised last year you wouldn't miss it again." Last year. Last Valentine's Day, I was out of town visiting my sister. I hadn't been on a date. I hadn't even left the house that night. My phone rang again. Same number. This time, I didn't speak first. A different voice answered. Male? Low, calm. Why aren't you there? I don't know who this is, I said. Yes, you do. The line filled with soft restaurant noise, clinking glasses, muffled conversations. She's been waiting, he continued. You always make her wait. Stop calling me. I hung up. Immediately, my phone buzzed again. Not a call, a video. I hesitated before opening it. It was taken from across the restaurant. The camera slowly zoomed in on the table. The woman was still there, still waiting. Then, she lifted her head, and I saw her face. It was pale, unnaturally still, and it was smiling. Not a normal smile, too wide, too deliberate. Her eyes locked onto the camera. Then the video cut. Another message. She sees you. My apartment suddenly felt smaller. I checked my doors. Locked. Windows. Locked. I told myself this had to be an elaborate scam, until I got the next photo. This one wasn't at the restaurant. It was my apartment building, taken from across the street. The caption, "Wrong reservation." My heart slammed in my chest. I ran to my living room window and pulled the curtain back. The street looked empty. But parked directly across from my building was a dark sedan I'd never noticed before. Its headlights were off, engine running. My phone rang again. The male voice returned. You stood her up once before, he said. You don't get to do that twice. I don't know her. Silence. Then, you will. The call ended. The sedan's headlights flicked on. I stumbled backward from the window. Another text. Opened the door. A knock echoed through my apartment, not from downstairs, from my front door. 3 steady knocks. My entire body went cold. There's no way anyone could have gotten inside that fast. There's a security door downstairs, a code. The knock came again. Slower this time, deliberate. I grabbed the kitchen knife from the counter without thinking. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold it. "Who is it?" I shouted. Silence. Then, a soft voice from the other side of the door. "Female, I've been waiting." It was the same smile I'd seen in the video. I could hear it in her voice. I backed away. The doorknob slowly began to turn. I know I locked it. I know I did. The metal rattled gently. My phone buzzed one last time, a final photo. Taken from inside my apartment, from behind me, standing in my hallway. The back of my head visible in the frame. The caption read, "Reservation confirmed." The lights went out, all of them. Total darkness swallowed the apartment. And in that darkness, I heard a chair scrape across the floor, like someone was pulling it out, inviting me to sit.